رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And welcome all of you wherever you are. And welcome you again with your program Fatwa Life. There's a company, the first question, there's a company that belongs to the commerce. It allows anyone who participate in the healthcare. You pay a yearly and you get discount for analysis and hospitals and x-rays. Is this halal or wrong? We say with the difference with the discount part, and a lot of scholars who have a problem with it, but that specific one, it's like healthcare that provide the with a discounted part. And with all the problem with the health insurance, but there is a desperate need for it in the decision of Assembly of American jurists that the healthcare, with the way the insurance companies are providing, it's from the spoiled contracts. That is not a good one. But because of the desperate need for it, that in most of the times to protect the soul and from all types of issues that could be dangerous to the life, until there is a replacement, an alternative, then it shouldn't. And that company, if it belongs to a commerce, it is it's non-profit way, so it should be much better. So what you see in the Sheikh, it is more. There's more leniency when it comes to the non-profit when it comes compared to the for-profit organizations. And these kinds of situation, it's so if we're looking about something that is volunteer, then there's so many rules that allows it. I give an example. If our masjid, for example, decide to make a competition to remember the Quran, and they put prices for the for someone came in and he said, I'm going to give a very generous price. He said, I will make it a surprise. I will not tell you about it. He can. There's nothing wrong with that. So you cannot say that you have to know the part and how. No. So because it's a donation, it is allowed. But you cannot do it into the trade. You have to know. So in the commerce part is a volunteer. There is more volunteer, and it's a service that is voluntarily and for non-profit. Someone is asking, my father went to Umrah. He's afraid of the ihram because it's too cold. Can he go to Mecca with normal clothes and then he go to a Tan'im? He's old. He's afraid of and he also cannot wear it in the uh, is there any problem instead of making the ihram from the plane or Tan'im? Is there something do? Well, the one who make ihram, he should not wear something that is designed for his body. The Prophet ﷺ, in the hadith of Ibn Umar, that a man asked him, O Prophet of Allah, what do you order us to wear from the clothes for ihram? He said, do not wear the shirt, nor the pants, or the amam, or the branas, unless someone who have no uh, shoes, let him wear the khufin and he cut from underneath. And do not wear, don't touch zafran, which is cologne, and al-wars, I don't know what that. And the woman should not cover her face, and do not even wear gloves. So he could be helped with, wearing something from wool instead of cotton. Also, he could start from his house. He's afraid of not wearing it in the plane. He could do it in the house, and then we bring him to, and then he make his ihram from the plane. Even if he make ihram before time, it is okay. What is forbidden is to pass it, but to do before it, not a problem. Anyway, if it is like you're saying, and the need is very indeed to wear the clothes, then he can make the ihram in it. Then he will slaughter, and it will distribute to the poor people, or he will fast 3 days. But do not wear it for the tahrim, because he will have to slaughter. He has 3 choices: either to fasting or charity or nusuk. But to make without ihram, then it has to be blood. And I tell you, unless the father is in very desperate need to take these measures, I think he will enjoy it when he put the ihram clothes. When he see all the people around him making the same kind of ihram, those who are prepared to visit the house of Allah. And this said from glorifying Allah's virtues. You don't too strict, nor to be too easy. Don't soften it every time you have a break. You just immediately take all the breaks. No. Like if someone have a headache and he wants to break his fast in Ramadan, no. So you only use the exception, when it is a real reason for it. Also, if there is something that is required, then should not be too strict, because Allah like to see people take all his exceptions, just like they take his obligations. An accountant, he work with a group of merchants to help small businesses, and they give they give loans that could reach to 29%, and they give appointments when he to be given. So what is the rule about this? What kind of work? If this is the principal work for that institution that you mentioned, and they do it, this is a riba that is very clear. 29%, even into the secular movement, that's too much. Well, he takes something minimum like 2 or 1.5 or something like. But tell me 29 and I'm helping? No. Anyway, this is a riba, very clear riba. they're not allowed just because they are helping the small business, because you could use it different ways, like the way the Islamic Institute is using مضاربة مشاركة. We have different ways of and you could use it to, and also the observer committee in Bahrain, they also did that and applied this in the investment. Anyway, so it is better for him to find a different job that is more pure for his sustenance. But until he found that kind of work, I hope in between he will be able to have that emergency need excuse. And the person is responsible for what on his religion, and everybody knows best how far of Allah's order he has to stay away from. Anyway, if someone came, someone wants that the husband prepare the uh, the house, the apartment, and the dowry, and we tell them to bring the responsibility for establishing the house is in the under the husband by himself, and the wife nor her family are forced to something like this unless, which is is known from what people like to do, is not obligated in return. And at the same time, the people of the wife should not ask the husband to make it hard. The most blessed women are the with the least mahar dowry. So there is nothing that is required of the husband or their family. It's what they want if they decided to, not because they're obligated. Today is the Monday, the first day of Rajab. The question, is there a specific prayers for Rajab or fasting? To fast the first day, or is there in Sunnah that specify Rajab or fasting or dhikr or standing at night? We say that the month of Rajab is one of the sacred the Prophet ﷺ repeated it by saying three, one after the other: the Qiyada, the Hijjah, Muharram, and the one individual is Rajab. And he said it's Mudar, it's between Jumada and Sha'ban, because the Arabs used to play with the order of the month. So they allow the thing that is forbidden of what they don't use for others. Allah Azza wa Jal display those who were disabled. They used to make it forbidden, so they allow what Allah has forbidden. It is forbidden to fight unless the enemy fights first, and to there's nothing specific about the fasting of Rajab, or neither all of it or half. All of these are non-truthful. But today is the first day of Monday. We used to fast every Monday and Thursday, and the Prophet ﷺ used to love that his deeds are exposed to Allah when he is fasting, and he said that they and Thursday the deeds will be resurrected to Allah Azza wa Jal. This is a fasting we have used, and there's a sunnah to do that. It was narrated in a in the week hadith that fast that month of Rajab and leave everything to Allah. Shaykh al-Islam says the fast of Ramadan by itself, all of the hadith are not truthful. You don't count on anything, nor is it from the week that require that. It's actually from the every Ibn Rajab said every hadith that about fast in the day middle day of Rajab or do a specific night prayer, there is it's lies and there is nothing in it. But if somebody wants to fast, that's his business or her business, and to fast in the sacred month is allowed, but and also the woman is asking about the jewelry that are very and every time I go it costs $35 to bet it, and he is a Muslim and he said to pay every month $10 that will take care of the divorce, and also if the uh, money is lost or something. We say again and again that the commercial insurance is from the spoiled contract because of the extreme risk. What is allowed, that is obligated by the law, or part of a different. If the woman next door, she said, "No, you need to add $10 because you have to clean," just like you buy something and you buy a warranty for it. Also, if there is a desperate need for it. So if somebody said that I'm gonna uh, paint it or like gold spray it, it is okay, inshallah. Um, a question about the um, foreign currency. Those who live outside my country, some of them who, who lives in a different country, they trade the local currency with someone representative here. He will take every certain number as so. I hope this is okay. So that will be stay away from river, especially some of them. They don't have the money So he would tell his friend, send me uh, the 1,000 riyal, and I will pay for it later. So that also riba. Can he take a loan so he could avoid riba? Again, the details of all of this, like is happening, I have no knowledge of the details of it, but let's look at certain basic things. To deal with usually money, if you send a currency, then you have to give and take the same. 1 riyal with 1 riyal. The first part of the, unless it is at a wire of transport, then it. But if it is, this is a commerce that you invest, and that's so you take 5/100. This is not. This is an investment. If you, it's not allowed, because if you take something with the same currency, then it will have to receive and use that currency. If something that is not the same will, so well, there are different currencies. Then you have to have the reception to hold on equality, and so without it, it's the difference. So be careful and look at what is the riba money, the gold, the silver, the date, the barley, and the wheat equal. If they are different, oh my goodness. آمين يا رب العالمين. A woman that is a friend to the masjid, she owns with her husband a house. She had two beautiful girls and one who have a medical condition. They have put the kids. The thing that they will take care of the brother who is sick in the hospital. The money, it is in the money in trade, and they have agreed with the person that they trust that this money for the two daughters and their brother. Is there anything wrong in Sharia, or is it accepted? The method looks into the trust between the two. Are they going to give their brothers rights? And if the marriage is going to do whatever is required of him, this is where the trust comes from. So if you trust your daughters that they will not bother their brother who's sick, and you thought the merchants will give you the inheritance after, this will be divided into half for the woman and half for the brothers. If you have a doubt, then try to find some trusted way to make sure that people's rights are there. Is it required to put the alarm on for Fajr? Yes, for those who think that they miss the Friday. Someone has anxious. Uh, he wake up before someone wake up before Fajr. Someone at it's a natural thing for him to run out of his bed. Maybe I'll tell you the best thing. If you go to your bed and you take the that you like you're gonna go for Fajr, whether you have an alarm or not, you will wake up. But there's nothing wrong to take the tools that help you on the things obligation toward Allah. So for those who are afraid that they're gonna miss Fajr, then he should know that, or if he knows that his uh, sleep is, if he is tired and he knew that's gonna be able to wake up, it is okay. The tool take with the intention, the rules of the intention. This is the intended thing in this time. Allah Alam. Do you get if people are then is all so the woman will be filled with her husband and he will be if they all agree. Allah said we have followed their offsprings and we did not decrease from their work anything. And what if the man get up and he wants to marry from someone else? And it is the woman for the last of her husband. Those who died, if she stayed, then she'll be his wife in the hereafter. And make sure your tools is to work and to enter Jannah. If you enter it, خلاص, that's it. May Allah give you what pleases you. And to you should not be hungry. What is the nisab of gold? It's 85 grams of pure gold. Is the gold of entitlement, is that something you pay zakah? It is a disputed matter. The majority that there's no zakah, the one that you prepare for yourself, like the clothes, the Abu Hanifa, he didn't. They said this is required on the gold, whether it is for use or not use. But to be safe, pay the zakah and get it over with. If it has reached 85 grams and it went over a year. What is the rule of the orphans of for someone who is dying? So there's no burden on that, but you have to look at the rules of. So if we. So if we can find of if there is someone who breastfed, then if it's they are related. Also, if the person who adopted as a male, so first you take the tools that prevent the meeting that is not proper. Also the mixing of the kinship. Like to say before the change, like Ibn Haritha, he said Zayd bin Muhammad, until Allah said Muhammad is not father of any of you, he's the messenger of Allah and the seal of the prophets. And Allah said, did not make your those who help you are not their followers. Call them to their parents, it is better for Allah. If not, they are your brothers in religion and your allies. Someone said, I have a problem in making the fatwa of to avoid the riba. There is Fatawa that so my brothers, my saying in this matter is what came in the decision of American Muslim jurist about the debit card. The debit card are the cards that allows you to get your needs of groceries and requires with if you're late there is some charges, but originally in these card that it is from the wrong contract because of the conditions of riba, and you're required for it at the time of need. If and then he said the decision, it is allowed to use, so it is allowed to have those cards if there's a widespread for it and there's a need for it and there's no Islamic alternative and you thought their incapability to fulfill, unless and she should not be used except for the need and what is left to be paid all at once. And they added one thing important, because the riba, there is a grace period if you the usually from the first second. So the decision of Amjad, you should not take any money from any of these cards except at the time of need. Question about who came right now is given the son a piece of land during his life and he left everything else for the kids. Well, the question is to leave one of the kids over the other relatives. If it's not for a good reason, it is sin. A companion wanted to keep one of his kids with a gift. His mother said, I will not accept until you tell the Prophet ﷺ. So he went and he told him, and he told him the story. He said, did you give each one of your kids like it? He said, no. He said, give someone else to testify. I do not testify on something that is unjust. So just like to have people to be good to you, then be when they're given and the gifts. But I want to remind you and the separation between the expenditure and the alimony. The expenditure is to be on the time of need. The atiyah is the justice in it. I have one kid. He wants one problem with 50, and he wants the. Each one has already taken care of their own. And when this one grow up, I'll give him the same thing I give him. No, you're not required to put $20,000 because you already spent some money on the elder. So you have to look into the need. But the gift is to be just. They tell you this is a part of the expenditure. You don't give the girl one bite and or two, and the boy 2 bites. No, the Hanbali they said the justice is what came in the book of Allah. May Allah guide us. We'll stop here inshallah and continue next time. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك اشهد ان لا اله الا انت استغفرك واتوب اليك.